small courtroom, an elderly retired attorney steps forward to fight a simple school zone ticket. It should have lasted less than a minute. A name, a violation, a quick explanation, and a ruling.
I remember you, Counsel Gidley.
But the moment Judge Frank Caprio looks at him, something changes. The judge leans forward, studies his face, and says he remembers him. Not from last week, not from another case, from more than half a century ago. And suddenly, this is no longer just about a traffic ticket. It becomes a quiet reunion between two men, separated by time, brought together by one forgotten place from their youth.
Attorney Thomas Gidley.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning, Counselor.
Attorney Thomas Gidley, the clerk calls. An older gentleman rises and walks toward the bench. He carries himself with the calm, careful presence of a man who has spent much of his life inside courtrooms. But today, he is not standing beside a client. He is the one answering to the court. "Good morning, Your Honor," he says. Judge Caprio greets him back, then looks down at the paperwork and asks, "Counselor, are you representing yourself this morning?"
I am representing myself. I'm a retired attorney. My license is on ice.
"Yes," the man replies. "I'm representing myself. I'm a retired attorney. My license is on ice. I put it on inactive many years ago." The judge studies him for a moment. Then his expression softens. "I remember you, Counselor Gidley," he says. The retired attorney looks surprised. The courtroom becomes still. Judge Caprio smiles slightly, as if reaching into a deep drawer of memory.
I'm going to tell you something about yourself that you're going to say to yourself.
And I'm going to tell you something about yourself that you're going to say, "How in God's world does he know this about me?" Mr. Gidley waits, curious now. The judge continues. "I remember when you were an attorney with Hinckley Allen in the Industrial Bank building."
Yes,
Right?
that's correct.
2200 Industrial Bank Building.
Mr. Gidley's face brightens. "Yes, that's correct. 2200 Industrial Bank Building," the judge adds. "You've got a wonderful memory," Mr. Gidley says.
You've got a wonderful memory.
But the judge is not finished. "I have a better memory of you," he says. Then he asks a question that seems to pull the entire courtroom backward in time. "Does Camp Varnum mean anything to you?" The attorney's eyes light up. "Oh yes," he says. "I have fond memories of Camp Varnum." Judge Caprio nods. "I was at Camp Varnum at the same time you were." For a second, both men are no longer standing in a courtroom. They are young again, back near the coast in Narragansett, Rhode Island, at a military camp that had once been quiet after the Second World War. "That's a long time ago, sir," Mr. Gidley says.
Boy, that's a long time ago, sir.
"I remember that very well," the judge replies. "I think it was 1956 or 57? Probably 1960, Mr. Gidley says. "Then it was 1960, the judge answers. And then the judge remembers something even more specific. "You were in officer training school." "That's correct," Mr. Gidley says. "Then you served?" "Yes." "What rank did you achieve?"
What rank did you achieve?
I became a captain ultimately, and then
"I became a captain, ultimately," Mr. Gidley says. "And then I resigned. I had too many other things going on. I left about 50 years ago." He pauses, and there is a quiet honesty in his voice. "And I've always regretted it." That single sentence lands gently in the room. Not dramatic, not loud. Just the kind of truth a man can only say after enough years have passed. Judge Caprio begins to tell his own memory of Camp Varnum. He says he was a young National Guardsman at the time, still in college, working in a restaurant, washing dishes. He was making about 60 cents an hour. Then someone asked if anyone knew how to paint. The camp was going to reopen after being closed for years since World War II, and painters would earn $1 an hour. Naturally, the young Frank Caprio raised his hand. I said, "I know how to paint," the judge remembers.
You were Michelangelo, they didn't tell you that.
From the side, Inspector Quinn jokes, "You were Michelangelo." The courtroom laughs. The judge smiles. It is a small moment, but a beautiful one. Because in that laugh, decades collapse. The judge is not just a judge. The retired lawyer is not just a defendant. They are two men remembering youth, work, service, ambition, and a time when $1 an hour felt like opportunity. Finally, the judge turns back to the reason Mr. Gidley is actually there. "We have this school zone violation on Branch Avenue," he says. "What do you want to tell me about it?"
There is apparently another vehicle registered, perhaps as a commercial vehicle, in Rhode Island.
Mr. Gidley explains that there appears to be another vehicle in Rhode Island, possibly registered as a commercial vehicle, with the same license plate number as his. He says he was nowhere near Branch Avenue at 7:45 in the morning on the day of the violation. "I was probably in bed at home," he says. "And if not in bed, I was up having breakfast with my wife." The judge raises an eyebrow, teasing him. "Oh, using your wife as an excuse now?" The room smiles again. Then Judge Caprio adds, "A wife can't testify against her husband. You know that." Mr. Gidley smiles and says she is not there to testify. She is still practicing medicine in her 80s. She is a professor at the medical school. She still goes to Women and Infants Hospital. The judge looks genuinely moved. "Wow," he says. "What a wonderful family."
This matter is dismissed. Case is dismissed.
Thank you so much, Your Honor.
Good work.
It's a pleasure to see you again.
Good work.